The only time you really want to go really low is when you're wanting to clear the whole lot and make everything just a fresh slate. If you keep it as high as possible on this top notch and just mow, because really, if you think about it, you don't want to take off tons every time. You want to take off small portions. You don't want to stress out the grass by taking half the plant away.
Right.
If you keep it tall and you mow more often, take about that much or so. If it gets away from you and take more, it's not going to hurt too much. But if you consistently drop it down and mow just with like an inch of grass, that's going to really kind of stress out. But it's also not only stress out, but you're going to get further down to that soil level, and you're going to expose it to sun. The more sun and heat get to the soil temperature, the soil level, the temperature is going to rise. Those weed seeds are going to germinate.
Right.
So a couple different things you can do is keep it high, but also mow in a different direction every time.
Right.
If you go up and down and keep the same track every time, you can start to develop ruts. You can kind of see that. I don't know if you can see it really well, but as I go around the curve, when I set up a perimeter, I go around the outside, so I've got some room to turn around. Right here's where my wheel hits every time, and you're starting to see right here a lot of, it's just kind of loose. It's kind of unhealthy. It's probably an area where I eventually need to reseed. But that rut, if you do that every time on every single pass in the same spot, you'll end up, basically just making a track through your yard. So if you go up and down, then the next time at a 45, then the next time at a 45 the opposite direction, those three, it's enough of a rotation that you could probably be okay. You can also go sometimes, straight across too. In my situation, especially when I get around the side of the house, there's not a whole lot of room to go back and forth. Yeah. So as we kind of, summarize, the best things to do this time of year is start with a good fertilizer to help get your grass up and awake. It's a little bit late for the crabgrass preventer. It's probably germinated already if you haven't got a pre-emergent on. The next step would be a weed and feed about probably May 1st to May 15th before it gets real hot. After that, go through the summer, water your lawn about an inch each week. So if the rain doesn't cover it, you can put rain, put out a little rain gauge, catch it with your sprinkler. And then finally in the kind of late August time, you'll have a time after school starts where you can hit it with an all season, or depending on what the grass looks like, if it's a little peaky, you can do it kind of the first week of August. And then the most important thing to help your grass get through the winter is go with a good winterizer, maybe in the October time, right before it goes dormant, to help feed it one more good time so it can tide itself over to the spring. So a 4-step program, staying on top of weeds, and mowing a height that's tall enough and kind of keeps the ground shaded and cool. That'll help you retain moisture and just overall a healthy lawn.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for sharing. And if you want to learn even more about lawn care, we do have a great program coming up this Thursday. And it's going to be a great opportunity to ask questions. So we have a K-State specialist coming down from Manhattan. So if you have specific questions about your lawn, please bring them. It's going to be a great night, 7 p.m. this Thursday at the Guaranty State Bank.